Hi, I'm Jazmyne Blackwell. I cheer and run track for Alcoa High School, and this is the No Playbook Podcast.
All right. Thank you so much for checking out the show. It's the podcast where I feature the outstanding athletes, coaches, and experts from East Tennessee. Joining me in the podcast today, Jazmyne Blackwell, a truly outstanding athlete, track athlete from Alcoa High School. She's also a cheerleader at Alcoa. Jazmyne joins me to talk about already being recruited by track programs, even as a rising sophomore in high school. She talks about her favorite sports memories and tells me something very few people know about her. This episode is sponsored by D1 Training, who has a new facility in Blount County. D1 Training is the place for the athlete, and I'm happy to welcome a new sponsor to the show, Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center. If D1 Training is the place for the athlete, Fort Sanders is the place for the family. So many great opportunities there for every member of a young family that wants to stay active and improve their overall health. I'll get to Jazmyne Blackwell right after this. Sit tight.
Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center has the key for you to be happy, healthy, strong, and more in 2024. The outdoor pool is finally open, and of course, our indoor pool is open year-round. We have all the strength and cardio equipment you could want, basketball and racquetball courts, indoor and outdoor tennis, and of course, pickleball, plus about 85 group fitness classes that take place every week, including my absolute favorite, Sprint. And parents, Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center has complimentary childcare with a family membership. There's also swim and tennis lessons for adults and kids. Month to month with no long-term contracts. It's time to get your summer look started at Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center. Kingston Pike at Pellissippi Parkway. You can call 531-5000. That's 531-5000 or visit fshfc.com for Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center.
D1 Training is the place for the athlete, and we've got a brand new facility about to open in Blount County. With classes starting as young as 7 years old, D1 can help everyone take their game to the next level. Our 5-star training system comes straight from Division I strength and conditioning programs. At D1, we offer personal training, team training, youth development programs, adult boot camp classes, and much more. Learn more about D1 Hardin Valley and our introductory founders rate for the new Blount County facility by following us on social media and visiting d1training.com.
Good, very good. What's going on for you this summer so far?
I am training with my AAU coach and his team. It's called 26 Training Academy, and we've been doing a whole bunch of hard work this summer so far, and I am actually competing in the district meet this Saturday.
Wow, what is the specific event?
I am competing in the 100, 200, 400, and 4x1.
Wow, what's your favorite one of those?
Probably the 4. It's hard, but it's probably my favorite.
Yeah, is it just because I don't know, you feel like you have put in the work to set yourself apart from the competition?
Definitely.
Good. Good. Jazmyne, by the way, I am a Maryvillian. So I went to MHS many, many years ago, but don't hold that against me. Uh, so actually, your AD, Josh Stevens, do you know Josh?
Yes.
I actually played soccer with him in high school.
Really?
Yeah. So he's so we're the same age. He graduated a year ahead of me, but I think he might just be like a month older than me. But yeah, we knew each other in high school on the soccer field. So that was cool. He's a good dude. It sounds like he's doing a really good job there at Alcoa.
He is.
So thank you for joining me on the show. First up, I just kind of wanted to hear kind of what you mentioned. Like, what are those extra training exercises and routines you're going through during the summertime to stay, competitive?
Oh, of course. My coach organizes a whirlpool of different workouts for us to do at practice. We range from doing technique practices to stadium practices, running 400 workouts. It's really just like a really big range of different things to keep us in shape.
What are the stadium workouts you do?
Normally, because we practice at Catholic High School, And depending on the day, sometimes we'll just like run up and down the bleachers 10-ish times. Other times we're like both feet jumping up the stadium. Um, there are just a whole bunch of different things.
I don't know why I had, I guess, hoped that sort of that routine had changed over the years as some stuff had gotten a little softer and safer, because I remember doing that, in the 90s after our legs were already jello. And I remember running stadium stair steps and thinking like someone's gonna die doing this at one point just because your legs are so tired and you're going up these and running
Yeah.
down them, and then like this is dangerous. But
Yeah, it's definitely there have definitely been a few times that I've almost fallen, but yeah,
it's that time when you're at the end of it where you're like, I can't feel my legs, but I know momentum's taking me down.
literally,
Yeah.
that is so true. So true.
Um, so you're a rising senior, is that right?
Rising sophomore.
Oh wow. That's impressive. So you were able to have a pretty substantial athletic career even as a freshman. That's great.
Yes.
Real quick, I've got a rising, excuse me, at Maryville. I have a rising. My son is coming into the ninth grade. You got any advice for a young one coming up, first year of high school?
On the academic side of it, turn in your schoolwork. That is definitely going to get you through it the easiest. It's really, they say they're like preparing you for high school and middle school, but they honestly work you harder than they do in high school because the high school atmosphere is a lot more free. It's a lot more, you know, it's really sink or swim. And if you don't care, the teachers aren't really going to care. But if you show that you're putting in effort, they're going to work with you to get you where you want to be.
And that mentality, I will tell you, definitely crosses over into college. Like a professor's like, I'm teaching this. If you don't want to learn it, then you're paying to be here. So this is your decision. And those habits that you form academically in high school, they really carry over, because I was so grumpy about it in high school. Like I want to be with my friends, I want to be, you know, playing soccer or basketball or something. And when you get into college, like I would see a lot of friends that almost didn't know how to study or didn't know how to invest that time. And luckily I had the habits that I formed at the Superior Academic Institution of Maryville High School that prepared me for that. So,
Yes.
um, so I mean, on the track side, what are your like? Do you have any kind of long-term aspirations or main goals?
Track wise, I am hoping to go D1, um, and be on a team with a reputable coach that will like help me grow throughout my college career, help me like continue to grow as more than the athlete, but like as a person, just as an overall human being.
Yeah. Now, have you gotten any kind of recruiting contact so far?
I have received a few offers from some smaller schools. I've been invited to a few camps. I think one was in like Rhode Island, I think. I've got invited to a few camps. I've gotten a few offers, and it's going great so far.
That's outstanding. I mean, it's a few years away for you, but what do you think would be a deciding factor? You mentioned the coach. Is that going to be it, or proximity to home? Do you think that'll weigh in at all?
Proximity to home, that is really, I would love to be driving distance from my family. I'm a very big family person. I actually went to cheer camp over this past weekend and it tore me up being that far away from my family. But I think as I get older, it'll get easier. But on like the more deciding factors wise, it would be definitely a school with a good academic and law program because I am looking to major in law.
Excellent. You mentioned cheer. What is kind of that balancing act like for you, going between, being a cheerleader and having such a dedicated focus on track?
It's really because I have such a big love for both sports. it's kind of come easy in a way, balancing them. Now, time wise, it does kind of get difficult. I'm actually at cheer practice right now, and I have track later this evening. So it's kind of just double up, do what I love, and stick with it.
It seems like a cheer background involves a lot of flexibility and even gymnastics. Um, but then your track focus training wise is on speed and recovery, that kind of thing. Do those worlds collide at all? The training for both?
There was one point in time where I was having to try to flip my brain for like when I'm at cheer practice, stay sharp, stay like pose pointed and things like that. And then running, having a flexed foot, having good arm mobility, leg movement, that has gotten easier over the years as I've continued to do it. So now it's kind of just muscle memory and
Yeah. Well, the good thing is you're going to be able to hopefully eventually have a really cool victory celebration with like some tumbling or flips.
flipping. I used to be able to. As I got more into track, my flipping days are more over, but I would say jumps are something I'm very good at.
Yeah. Uh, what about so tell me about the cheer camp you're at right now. It's for Alcoa?
Yes, we competed at cheer camp at the UCA cheer camp this past weekend up at Park Vista in Gatlinburg, and that was very fun. It was different because I've never done anything like that before, but it was fun. I had a great time. I met some amazing people from different teams. We all ended up like adding each other on Instagram and DMing, just staying in touch. It's been really great.
And those connections, I'll tell you, you don't recognize. I try to tell my kids now, like, you don't realize how important those connections are going to be as you get older. Because it's easy as a high schooler to just kind of see your current world, but those connections as you move on to college or even the professional world are really going to be something that you can, especially if you stick around East Tennessee, like they're going to be a part of your life for a while. They could be.
Yeah, I mean, like the close tight knit family we have here just in Alcoa is crazy. Like it really catches me like by surprise sometimes. So I'm like, we live in such a small city, and I sometimes don't realize that. And like just seeing people out in public, I'm just like, oh, I go to school with you. Like I've seen you at Walmart before. Like, and I don't know, it's great.
I one of my favorite kind of sim moments is I was at a party actually at UT when I was a student, and I ran into some kids that I had gone to a, believe it or not, a science camp one summer after sixth grade. I went to this camp. We did a bunch of science experiments and stuff, and I met these kids, and we really hit it off. And then years later, and a state over, I'm at a party and I run into these guys, and we're like, we're old buddies, and we just caught right back up. But it was one of those things like I would have never thought I'd see those people again ever. But it was a cool moment. I like remembering that for sure. Um, so you said you've gotten some offers. Have any recruiters given you any kind of feedback on what they'd like to see you improve on?
On that one, not really, as of right now, but I definitely have things that I personally would like to improve on and get better, just to kind of give me that edge, just to see, where I can go.
Sure. Now, how about like a sports mentor or idol? Do you have anybody that you try to like, follow your performance after?
I have looked at like Instagram wise, I follow like Allison Felix, Gabby Thomas. I try to look for people with like kind of like the same build like as me, like long legs, longer bodies, and see how they maneuver, like coming around the curve on the 200, starting and finishing the 400. And mentor wise, my AAU coach, actually, he is my biggest mentor. His name is Shane Benu. He is an amazing person. He has helped me over the past 3 years that I've ran with him, like from where I was when I first came to him to where I am now is completely different.
Uh, now I'm just realizing I'm going back through my mind. I've done almost 100 episodes of this podcast. I've never had a cheerleader on the show. Is there any kind of, I don't know, perspective from your vantage point of like even going into a big game? Because we go into a game as fans ready to see what's happening on the field. But are you going into it saying like, oh, this is just going to be fun. I want to see what happens. Or is it this is performance, you're here to work?
It's honestly a little bit of both. It's when we get out on the field, be our best selves because we are representing our football team, our school, and being role models for like the younger girls. Because I remember being in like third grade, coming to high school football games and being like, "That's gonna be me one day." And now I'm in this position, and I have to be that for those little girls, and it is so fun, and it's like honestly such a blessing.
It's awesome. Yeah. Do you have one that you prefer over the other, cheer or track?
Uh, fun. Okay, more fun wise, like here to have fun, I choose cheer. But given that I am wanting to go to college through track, that is more of my long-term goal.
Yeah. Now, how would you kind of sell yourself to a recruiter that is, considering dipping their toe into the Jazmyne Blackwell sweepstakes?
I would definitely give them my transcript and things off of my split to like verify my times and show that not only I'm a hard worker on the track, but in the classroom as well.
Yeah. Now, talking about things even off the track, I've talked to so many D1 coaches at every sport, and they'll say like one of the first things they do is they look up an athlete's social media just to make sure this isn't somebody that's going to have like character issues that will be questionable. And a lot of times kids don't think they don't recognize that what they put on social media is forever, but like screenshots are a thing, and those coaches will dig stuff up for
Yeah,
sure.
I honestly I saw this story one time of this person who posted something like years before they were even like in high school and it affected them getting into college. And I was like, I am going to try to prevent the best that I can to not post anything of that nature, like that's out of my character or anything like that. Because my cheer coach, actually, that is one of her biggest things. It's like watch what you post on social media, watch how you present yourself because you are representing more than just you.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, how about before a really big match? Do you have like a routine that you go through to get like super hype?
Listen to music mostly. I normally blast music through the house when I'm getting ready. My parents get annoyed, but they understand it because my mom was a cheerleader in high school, so she understands the whole pre-game routine. And honestly, though, the pre-game starts in school, like the day of the game, or like the basketball game, the football game. It starts in school. That's when the atmosphere is like get really getting crazy, and then I get home, I get ready, I get in my own zone, get to the locker room up at the school, and it's just all good vibes, all positivity and prayers pretty much from there.
Yeah. That's cool. And that gets you right in the right headspace, I guess.
Yes, definitely.
Cool. So now, Jazmyne, are you familiar with D1 training?
I am, yes.
Okay. So we're excited that we've just opened a new spot in Blount County. I work with all of them in East Tennessee, and I'm super excited. My office is in the one in Knoxville, but yeah, we just got one opened in Louisville. So working with those Alcoa and Maryville athletes to try and take their game to the next level. There's so many track athletes in Knoxville that we've worked with, athletes that are at UT, ETSU, Chattanooga, or other places around Virginia Tech. So I'm excited to get to work with some folks here in my hometown.
Yes, yeah.
Uh, we need to get you out there and work with you a little bit. Now, tell me one thing that very few people know about you.
One thing not a lot of people know about me, I have a lot of weird, I guess, things that I do, and eating is one of them. My eating combinations are kind of weird. I have over the years I've started having a love to eat mozzarella sticks and applesauce. I don't know why. I don't know where it came from. And all of my friends think I'm weird for it, except for the ones that have tried it. Some of them have tried it and they're like, okay, you're not that weird. But like if I just tell people that, they're like, okay.
You mean like a fried mozzarella stick?
Mhm.
Okay. Actually doesn't sound that strange. Um, I mean, I like going to some marinara sauce with that, of course, but I don't think applesauce is that weird with
That
it.
is a relief because I don't get me wrong. I love marinara sauce and mozzarella, the classic going to a baseball game, classic. But just like at home, we normally because we like air fry them, and I just get just a couple applesauce, or a go-go squeeze or something like that, and just yeah.
Nice, nice. Now, is there a particular race or any particular sports memory that you have that you feel like, even though you're a rising sophomore, this moment is going to stick in my mind forever?
Yes, it was at the Hardin Valley Invitational meet last season when I finally broke 26 seconds in the 200. That was a long time coming. I had been running 27s since I think close to the end of my seventh grade year. And I got injured in between there sometime, and I was hoping to come back and not like digress instead of, improve. And it was a complete just moment of happiness. And I like ran to the side and like hugged like my best friend because she was there, and she's been, yeah.
Now, you went to state this year, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How did you feel about that whole experience?
High school state and middle school state are definitely two different things. It was a lot more fun, I will say. I did enjoy it a lot more. One thing I did not like was the cicadas. They came back and that was a hot mess. One landed like on me and I freaked out. It was so bad.
During the race?
Yes, one like flew like at my face during the 4x2 and it scared me half to death, but I tried to like stay focused. And then one landed in my hair, on my shoe. It was
Wow.
because I don't like bugs either. So
Excellent. Well, I really appreciate you joining me today. I sorry to pull you away from cheer camp. Are you at least on a break right now?
yes, we're just at practice. We're back home. We're just at practice.
Okay. All right. Well, Jazmyne, thank you so much. Best of luck this season, and we look forward to seeing how you perform as your
Thank you so much.
career goes along.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.